Hello gang, the Continental Cup 23-24 is underway, the first series featuring Seattle and Arizona. Most of what you see laid out here is 49 Quick Decks hockey. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let me do a quick recap of the series so far. I played the first 4 games with Stone Cold in order to set up a crucial game 5. All right, so I was using these cards. Seattle, Arizona. Let me set those there for the moment. And I brought the score sheets, so I'll try to summarize these really quickly. A lot happened, so just understand I'm leaving out a lot of detail. The pattern in this series has been really the Coyotes striking first and you know, holding on to their advantage, really. So game 1, Seattle home ice for 1, 3, and 5 so far. And in game 1, Arizona comes out on a penalty to Tanev and an injury that affected their offense. It is Carson, if I'm pronouncing that right, Michael Carson, who scores the first Arizona goal. About 6 minutes later, we had matching minors using the, it's an optional rule in Stone Cold that if you get a tie on an aggression check that you can get matching minors. So I was using that, and so we had Gunther and again Tanev involved going to the sin bin, and late in that 4-on-4 stretch, Alexander Kerfoot scores his first goal of what has turned out to be a pretty good series for him. There was another minor penalty. Seattle did not capitalize. Seattle had a couple more really good chances here in the second period. Again, couldn't capitalize. And then Arizona really held possession most of the time in the third period. And it wasn't until late that Seattle finally got a slot chance. Eberle scored, Jordan Eberle, to make it 2-1, make things interesting. But Vejmelka stood up during the empty net segment and made a couple big saves to hold on and take game 1 on Seattle's ice. Seattle goes to Arizona, and this game wasn't even close. Kerfoot scores first, 1-0. There was an Arizona penalty on Stetcher. Seattle could not put one past Vejmelka again. Two big saves there. And then another penalty, Stetcher again involved. And this time it was a kill zone that took that out. And then Arizona, immediately following that penalty kill, they come out, McBain scores, makes it 2-0. Sound familiar? Arizona's getting out these 2-0 leads. But they didn't settle for that here. They got a crease chance late in the second period. Clayton Keller scores his first goal on a crease chance, rolls a 0-5 to make it 3-0. And then if that's not enough, Michelli scores in the third period on a roll of 0-2, I don't know, 0-something. It was a very low roll. Michelli scores, makes it 4-0, game's over. And Seattle did score late, and there was a fight at the end, just for fun. But Arizona takes game 2 and a 2-0 series lead. Back in Seattle for game 3, Seattle finally responds. They get on the board first. Bjorkstrand puts them up 1-0. Beniers, Beniers, Beniers. Where's he at? Matthew Beniers, he's a center. Makes it 2-0. What else? Penalty. We had a fight. Alexiak and Moser involved in a fight in the middle of the second period. That de-escalated things a bit. Arizona scored not long after that to make it 2-1 and make Seattle a little nervous. There was a big hit in there that was important. some stamina issues. And then Everly scores to make it 3-1. And so I think that's his second goal of the series. And then Dunn scores to make it 4-1. So Seattle gets into the series, trails 2-1. That brings us to game 4. And Seattle would really like to do something significant on the road, but they don't. Instead, what happens? Arizona takes a 2-goal lead. Kolyachonok, not sure how to say that, scores first. Michelli, with his second goal, makes it 2-0 at the end of the first period. Seattle's like, "Hey, what do we got to do?" Some back and forth action early in the second period, but then Seattle really starts to bring the pressure. There's a crease chance, really close, but this time it's good. It's Ingram in goal for Arizona and makes that stop. And then a penalty follows shortly thereafter. Again, Seattle bringing tons of pressure. There's another crease chance. Bjorkstrand scores, cuts the lead to 2-1. And Seattle has some life going into the third period. But on an Arizona chance and a roll of 0-2, Alexander Kerfoot comes up again with his, fourth goal? I think it's his third goal. And gives them a 3-1 lead. Seattle's offense is not good enough to make a couple more chances pan out. There was a couple saves against Arizona, so it's 3-1. Still going into empty net phase, empty net action, and immediately into empty net action, Riker Evans called for holding, and they lose their man advantage, but they still decided to stay in empty net and press their luck, and of course that didn't work out as Cooley scores the empty netter to make the score 4-1 in a game that was actually pretty competitive. The scoreline's deceiving. So that's the stone cold action that led up to this. Now, if you're looking for a deep dive review, if you're looking for a tutorial on 49 Quick Decks Hockey, go to 49 Sports Games, and Grant has those sorts of videos for you. That's not what I'm doing here. Instead, I'm just going to play it, and you can see it, and kind of just get a feel for it, but I'm not going to explain everything. I will kind of give you a quick overview of what we have here. So, this little board in the middle is pretty involved. This is your strategy tactics tracking. This is your player selector, semi kind of random, for various events that come off these cards, and then you track possession and zone here. There's other things on here I don't really use, scoring, the period, and then you have your starting goalies here, which again, Vejmelka in net for Arizona and Decord for Seattle. All right, we have a scoring chart here, which after you played 2 or 3 games of this, you probably don't need that anymore. But I'll keep it out there to keep myself honest. It's just a little business card size thing. Penalties are rolled off that chart. We have the 2 main team cards here. So the thing I like about this game is that your lines are all laid out for you here. All your ratings, detailed ratings. There's, everything from forecheck, takeaway, hit, to different types of shooting, inside, slot, outside, offense, defense, general ratings, ratings for assists such as create or pass assist, ratings. So very detailed. You'll see that stuff come out in these cards. But yeah, I like these team cards because I didn't want to deal with shuffling lines and dealing with individual player cards. It's just more involved than I need for my enjoyment of hockey. So your main cards here for even strength. Over here, you've got your special teams cards. So power play on top, short man on the bottom. And they're basically laid out, the same way. It's just expressing what those lines consist of, what players are out there. What else? Okay, so here we are. I need to discuss Game 5 to get us up to date. Before I do that, actually, I will talk about the deck. So it's called Quick Decks Hockey, and the reason for that is because action is driven off of a bunch of different, not a bunch, but a series of different decks. So like you have this game action deck here, which is for resolving crucial events within a zone. And then you have the ice action cards, which are more oriented toward transitioning zone to zone, and then what sort of chances develop off those transitions. And then you also have special teams, special situation cards. Yeah, so there's different decks. Here's an example. So here's the one-man advantage deck, which is your typical power play. All right, I'll set that there, and I'm sure that'll come into play. All right, so that's some of the main decks. There's a couple others, which we may or may not need. What else? All right, so we have to take care of strategies, but I'll set that up in just a sec. So the deck's already set up. You set that deck up for each period, and there are segments. There are 3 segments per period, and then there's also a clutch time segment at the end, which I'll try to pay attention to since this is the 3rd period of a decisive game. I'll also say that I'm not using all of the bells and whistles with this game just yet. So I'm playing it sort of a basic approach. Okay, in this game so far, we had Decord early in the first period, giving up lots of rebound chances, but Arizona couldn't capitalize. There was a penalty also on Arizona against Zucker. Seattle couldn't capitalize on that one. And then later we had matching penalties. So that gave us some more 4-on-4 ice time. Nothing came out of that. Let's see. And then Alexiak, notable. This will be like a highlight reel. Alexiak made a great big, interception late in the first period and created an odd man rush chance, which was really good, but they couldn't put it away. And so the first period ends scoreless, which I believe is the first scoreless first period we've had in the series. So Seattle, hanging in there. All right, second period, we had an odd play. So there's an odd play chart off to the side here. And there was an injury involving Dumba. Yeah, Matthew Dumba, left defenseman for Arizona. That took him out for the whole period, so I had to substitute Stetcher in his place whenever Dumba came up. And at least that's the way I did it. And it only came up once that I can remember. There was a minor penalty on Seattle, Vince Dunn, and Decord was really strong on that penalty kill. Made 4 saves and held on to all of them for faceoffs. So that was pretty remarkable work by him. And I was thinking, hey, maybe Seattle's really in this. But the penalties kept coming for Seattle. Bjorkstrand had a penalty, and they had to kill that off. Then McCann had a penalty, and they tried to kill that off. And it looked like they were going to until there was a short man play in which Seattle, shorthanded, was caught out of position, and Clayton Keller takes it the other way, buries it for his second goal, giving Arizona a 1-0 lead. And then wouldn't you know, before the period was over, Michael Carson pops back up again. There's a big hit by Krause, Lawson Krause. Yeah, makes a big hit, leads to a turnover. Carson is the beneficiary thereof, scores to make it 2-0, and here's Arizona yet again. Different game, even. And here they are establishing that 2-goal lead, which they hold on to going to the third period. So I'll keep my notes over here. What do we do next? So this game uses 20-sided and 12-sided primarily, an occasional 6-sided die. And I've got some strategy charts. These are for solitary use. If you really know hockey and we're playing head to head, it'd be really fun to play with the tactical aspect of the game. But solitaire, it works this way. So we have Arizona, their mentality, style-wise, defense is clear and forwards is pass in. So I find clear and pass in combo up here. And this is a third period chart. And I roll a 12 for defense, and it's going to be clear. So I'm going to set their defensive strategy as clear. And then for the forwards, it's a 6. That's pass in and active. Forwards active. All right. Let me see. Oh, you know what? And I should adjust those. They're ahead by 2, so add 4. So clear. And I rolled a 6. That's a 10. So let's just pass in. So we're going to take the active off. So when you go active defenseman, active forwards, you're creating a bit more risk. You might create more scoring chances, but you're it's risk reward for offense defense. Okay, so pass in and clear is all they've got. Now we've got Seattle, who is balanced all the way around in terms of their approach, but they're behind by 2, so I'm going to subtract 6. All right, so that 3 goes down to 1. It pass in and active is their forwards. And then 2 minus a bunch is going to be pass out and active. So you see how that works, right? Because of the adjustments, because of the goal difference, Seattle, more desperate, they're going active with both their forwards and their defensemen, and they are passing in and passing out of the defensive zone, passing in to the neutral zone, and just being more aggressive, really, with the puck and trying to create scoring chances. Hope that makes sense. Now, these ice action cards, each card represents about a minute, so it's essentially your timing. It gives you a rough idea of when things occur. All right, so we start off, third period, face-off, neutral zone. This is Arizona winning the face-off, controlling in the neutral zone. Put that there. I'll flip this card to see what happens in terms of transition. Arizona is playing pass out. They are not. They're clear. So I'm going to go down here. Are they playing pass in? Yes. Okay, so Arizona playing pass in. They will move to the attack zone. And if the forward player, which is going to be the right winger, has a create rating of 8+, he does, then the F player, very next player, is going to be the center right here. So you see what I mean about that being semi-random, gets a slot chance +1. So, very detailed, right? So the right winger, Schmalz, is able to create a chance for Bugstad, and he gets a slot +1. His slot rating is 4. So, in this case, he needs a 5 or less. So I'm going to roll this 20-sided. He rolls an 11, so the shot is not on target enough. It's outside of the goalie's range also, so therefore there's a rebound. And this is like an okay rebound instead of like a really juicy chance. Now, before I resolve that rebound, I may be doing this wrong. Okay, no, I go ahead and resolve the rebound. So there's a penalty up here noted, penalty chance. But let's take care of this rebound first. So we know it's an okay rebound. If the goalie's rebound rating is 7, he's a 6. He hangs on for a face-off. Otherwise, Arizona controls the rebound and creates a chance. So this penalty is still hanging around. So I'm going to read chance. All right, if the defense has 2 players with block 8. So there's 1 and there's 2. Yep. They block the shot and gain control in their own end. So there we go. Just to mark where the puck is, it's now Seattle controlling in their own defensive zone. And now we're going to check on this penalty. That's a D6 roll. I roll a 4. The chance was 1 through 3. No penalty. We keep on going. So we have Seattle in possession, trying to move out of their own zone. Are the defenders playing it safe? They are not, because Arizona is now the defense. All right. Does Seattle have 2 players with a puck move of 12? No. Puck move of 9 is the next tier. Yes, they do. That is both of their defensemen, Dunn and Larson, that pairing. They make a play into the attack zone to create a chance. So, down the ice with those 2 defensemen, and they create this scenario. All right, if Seattle has a center with a pass assist rating of 8+, pass assist is 5. Otherwise, the puck comes loose. So in other words, you couldn't create a chance, loses control, defender controls in their own end, and now Arizona takes charge because Matthew Beniers could not create the play right then. Coyotes with the puck, pass in, they lose control of the neutral zone. Seattle, taking charge, moves into the attack zone. That turned around really quickly. And we're looking for a high shoot chance of 15 or more. They don't have it. So they could have had a really good shot. Instead, they're going to settle for a slot shot by the player right here off of the F row, the forward row. That's going to be a left winger. All right, so that's his slot shot. McCann needs a 4 or less. Rolls a 14 and a 5. This one's held for a face-off. So now we have a face-off in Seattle's attack zone. All right, now, there was a shift change. It's easy to miss these. And so I'll go ahead and rotate the lines for both sides as we do this face-off. This is an attack zone face-off. So Arizona, Alexander Kerfoot is removed from the face-off. He gets kicked out. So defender, excuse me. It says here defender, so we are in the home attack zone. So it's going to be an Arizona defender gets a face-off +1. So with Kerfoot gone, then 3 is the best that they can do. I take their ratings of 2, add 1. Meanwhile, over here, you got Jaden Schwartz, who can win, or Yanni Gord, or Everly. Any one of those forwards can win this face-off. And they do. So, tie goes to home. They control the attack zone, does Seattle. And they can create, it says. So, create. Oh no, defender steals the puck. If they are playing pass out, they are not. They're playing clear. So therefore, the defender controls in their own end. So Seattle, again, the luck and just low ratings on offense. These chances just slip through their fingers. Here's Arizona trying to put something together now. And we're looking for a pass assist of 16 plus. Pass assist. No, their highest is 14. And, oh, not even on the ice at the moment. Their highest on the ice at the moment is an 11, so we're going to go down here. Arizona's pass assist of 9 plus. They make a nice play into the attack zone to give the FD player a slot chance. I'll explain that in just a second. So, puck goes all the way down the ice, and they're bringing some offensive pressure. The FD player, so there's your forward selector, there's your defenseman selector. In the middle is a mixture. So that's forward or defenseman. That's basically any player. And in this case, it is going to be the center, Kerfoot, with a slot chance. Kerfoot's slot rating is a 3. And he is looking for his 4th goal and looking to be the MVP of this series, really. Ooh, rolls an 8, not good enough. An 8 for the goalie is also not good enough. There's a rebound. Not a quality rebound, but just a normal rebound. All right, so Arizona's forward, are they active? They are not. So therefore, the puck deflects back out to the neutral zone. High takeaway gains control for their team. So it's basically a race for the puck out in the neutral zone to see who can get hold of this thing. And on the ice, we have 14s with Everly and Gord on the ice for Seattle. Takeaways over here are nowhere near as close. So Seattle easily takes possession there. All right, so we are home possession in neutral ice. Penalty possibility coming up. I'll set that out there to remind myself. That's why I set that out there. That's not part of the game rules. It's something I do because you resolve a lot on these cards, and you have to remember to check for the penalty at the end. So what did I say? We have Seattle in possession, neutral zone. Are they playing pass in? They are. Their pass is intercepted. Defender has control. They move to the attacking zone. Just like that. Here's that risk reward, and now it works against Seattle. And we are looking for the high shooter defenseman for an outside shot. So the high shoot rating, they are equal. It is Dumba and Valimaki. So I'll just choose Dumba because he's been a bigger name in this game. And he's going to get an outside shot. Yeah, he was injured earlier. All right, outside shot. And he's got a 3. And I roll 13, so not even close, but the cord is able to control that and hold on to it for a face-off in that zone. Now, before the face-off, we check for the penalty, 1 through 4. I roll a 6, no penalty. Huh. All right. Well, you'll see one. I'm sure you'll see one before we're through this period. Oh, and we're doing a face-off in the visitors' attack zone. All right, so Arizona, if they have a center, there was a shift change at the end of that too. So let's do that. All right, so their center, Logan Cooley. If defender has 2 forwards with a defensive rate of 8 plus. No, they have 1. Let's see. What am I doing? Okay, I lost my train of thought. So, okay, let's get back into this. So we have a face-off in the attack zone. Does Arizona have a center with a face-off of 6? No. The tie goes to home. So home takes possession in the attack zone. They are not on offense, so they're on defense. They have possession, but they were in their defensive zone. So now they just control in their own end. Okay, there. Got that straightened out. Already resolved that one. All right, is Seattle playing safe? Of course not. They're behind. Are they playing pass in? Yes, they are. Are their forwards active? Yes, they are. They make a nice play into the attack zone for a slot +2 chance. So here comes Seattle trying to get into this game, trailing by 2. The FD player is going to be the left defenseman, slot +2. Slot +2 gives him a 3. I have to roll a 1 through 3. This is a 20-sided die. 1 through 3. Oh, look at that. I rolled a 1. Excellent, excellent shot. Now, the question is, can Vejmelka make the save? Basically 50-50. 1 through 6, he can. 9, he cannot. Seattle is on the board. Fantastic. So, Alexiak, 2-1. And then we'll move on from there. All right, let's go. That puts us in face-off neutral zone. The high-rated team. Oh, and of course I should rotate lines before this face-off. All right, the high-rated team wins. There's a 5. There's a 5. So we're tied. If tied, the high O rate wins. That's your offensive rating. So Tolvanev, 9, looks like the high one. No, Zucker can equal him. Whew. Let's see. High O rate wins. So we'll just roll to the next one. 7, and there's a 7 to equal him. 6, and there's a 7. So I will give this to Arizona on the third tiebreaker. All right, are they playing pass in? They are. Their pass is stolen. Defender has an odd man rush. So Seattle gets this odd man rush off of this play. Interesting. All right, so back here is the odd man rush chart. I roll a 10, and it's a breakaway. If defender's high D-man has a D rate of 12, nope, 10 is the best they can do. Oh, wait, D-man, that's now Arizona. No, high rate is 9. Then he could break it up. Not break it up, but interfere with the shot, reduce the shot. Instead of, but now it's going to be a forward with an inside +2. And since it's not specified, I'm going to use this F row and say it's the right winger, Tolvanev, inside +2, it said. So his inside is 5, so 7. He rolls a 7. The other result is 8. That's outside of Vejmelka's range, and Seattle scores immediately again just a minute later. We are tied at 2 on the goal by Tolvanev. Holy mackerel. How cool is that? That line's only been out there for less than a minute. So I will wait till the next shift change. And we are back at a face-off in the neutral zone. Home team wins. If they're playing pass in, they are. And they move to the attack zone with a chance. Boy, the momentum is suddenly evaporated for Arizona. If defenders, D-man has a block of 9, either one of them? Oh, yes, they do. 14. They block the shot, and there is a okay rebound, normal rebound, if you will. If the goalie's rebound rating is 5+, nope, it's 4, then Seattle is able to create. So I go to this create. Pass goes to the high shooting D-man. That's going to be Justin Schultz for an outside shot. He's a 3. Rolls a 5 and 11 on the goalie. It's another rebound. Boy, they are just, what a just perfect storm for Seattle here. Rebound is okay. Defender gains control of the rebound if they are playing pass out. They are not. Their breakout pass goes for icing, but otherwise the puck ends up in the neutral zone and home controls. Home controlling now in the neutral zone as Arizona's just trying to survive here. And we'll flip this card. This brings us to the end of the first segment, basically the first third of a period. There is a penalty to keep in mind. Penalty check. And Seattle, if they have 2 forecheckers of 8+, there's a 14. Nope, they do not. If they have 2 forwards hitting with a hit rating of 7 or better, they do not. Let's see, now we check the defense. Defender gets control. If they have 2 forwards with create of 8 or better, no, there's 1. Then they could create a chance in the attack zone, but if not, defender maintains control in the neutral zone. So Arizona controlling in the neutral zone. That is a shift change, so we'll rotate back. Go to the 4th line and the first pairing there for those guys. And now we're going to roll for the penalty. 1 through 3. It's a 3, so we have a penalty. All right. So a couple things happening right here. At the end of the first segment, we can now check for strategies again. Now that the game is tied, that roll is going to be a different deal. So, and we're going to get that penalty. So I'm going to go ahead and write down a minor penalty, and we don't even know who it's against yet. All right, so just a minor penalty. I want to go ahead and do these strategies while I'm thinking of it. So Seattle, 5 and 12, no adjustment. They're going to be clear and active. On the defensive side, they're going to be, on the offensive side, they will be dump and chase. Not active. All right. For Arizona, they are clear and pass in as their typical stance. So they're going to be 10 clear and 6 pass in and active. So they're going to take a few more chances now to reestablish their lead. Okay. All right. So there's the strategies, and that's what you do when you come to a segment. That's my understanding, anyway, of what you do. Now, we already determined there's a penalty. Let's see what's happening there. And I think I need to roll a d6 along with it. So, 6, visitor, left wing, reroll on chart B. The visitor, left wing, that would have been on the previous line before the shift change. So I'll go down here, that's Zucker. So minor penalty, Arizona, Zucker, I think it's a minor penalty. Let's find out. It could be something else here on chart B. Ooh, I roll a 10. If PR, the penalty rating of Zucker, is equal to or less than 8, it is a double minor. No, is equal to or greater than 8. It is equal to 8. He gets a double minor. Ha! Okay, cool. So that is a 2 MP, double minor on Zucker. Wow, very cool. All right, so now you get to see how this works. The main advantage cards, these are already shuffled. I'm going to just deal these out. Each card represents about 30 seconds. So 1, 2, that's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I bet this isn't the way Grant does it. All right, now I'm going to have to stretch a little bit to look at these special teams cards. Arizona is going short man, so I'll start with their top line. And then power play for Seattle is here. We know that Zucker is not on the ice. Is he represented here on the short man team? He is not, so I don't have to worry about marking him there. I will mark him here. And I need to mark him with the number 1. This is part of the way you keep players straight during penalties. The other thing you do, that 1 marks who the penalty is against, so there's a card here. And actually, you know what? I'm going to mark him with a 1 and a 2. There's 2 penalties against him. So I'm going to put both. And 2 cards in is going to be the end of the first penalty. And then 2 more cards later will be the end of the second penalty. All right. Hopefully I can keep all this together and explain it at the same time. Playing these things is one thing. Playing it and explaining it, narrating it to a camera on a video is another. Here we go. Double minor on Zucker. All right, action. Power play controls in the attack zone. So, Seattle with the puck in the attack zone. The puck is moved back to the point. Roll a d12. That result is an 8. The pass goes to the D player. That is going to be the right defenseman up here. That's Bjorkstrand for an outside shot. His outside rating is 2, and that is unmodified. A lot of your power play chances are going to be modified, you know, +1, +2, whatever. But in this case, not so much, and that shot is not on target. But the goalie is able to control, and it would have been controlled for a face-off anyway. It says on any rebound. So either way, it's controlled for a face-off. We have a face-off in the attack zone. Go to the next card. All right, power play controls. So Seattle in the attack zone. Do they have 2 forwards with a create of 9 or better? They do. The pass goes to the right winger for a +1 slot shot. So this is Vince Dunn, has to roll a 3 or less. 18 is not going to cut it. However, there is a rebound, and you don't have to flip that deck. Instead, you go right here. Let's see. So that would be a normal, or it says rebound okay. If the goalie's rebound is 5+, it is. he holds for the face-off, and we go to a new card. All right, so we're back to face-off again. That's the end of that card. And I will also rotate the line after it just feels like the right thing to do. I'll rotate the lines for this face-off. All right, now to start this next piece, let's see. Yeah, we only have one more card to go in this first minor. It says here, short man, so the PK side, makes a nice play to intercept the pass. If the short man has 2 O ratings of 10 plus, they can make a play. Let's check that. O rates of 10 plus? Nope, they don't. If not, they clear the puck. The power play gains control in their own end, and we flip to a new card. So here is home with possession in their defensive end. And there goes the first minor. So I'll flip these cards. We don't read them. This is for timing purposes. So the first penalty is done. And I just flipped this again, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Power play has control in the attack zone. I may have flipped a little early. So here's the PK unit with the puck, and the FD player, right defenseman, has a pass assist of 10 plus. Right defenseman, his pass assist. This is quite a ways away to be referencing. No. So power play maintains control in the attack zone, but they have to set up, and we flip to a new card. So that's when I should have done everything I just did in terms of rotating lines. And next, power play has control. We are into the second minor penalty. Power play has control in the attack zone. All right. If any player has pass assist of 12, nope. If not, the power play pass is going to go out to the defenseman for an outside shot. So the D player is going to be the left defenseman. And Burakovsky outside. Oh boy, he has to roll a 1. Look at that. He does roll a 1. Makes an excellent shot. 5% chance. However, the goalie, Vejmelka, is equal to the task. He makes the save. And there will be a rebound. In this case, since it's within the shooter's range, within the goalie's range, it's within both. Within the shooter range and within the goalie range, it is going to be a more serious rebound. Typically, if you're using these cards, over here, however, it says, any rebound, if the short man D has a D rate of 9 plus, short man with a D rate of 9 plus, yes, they do. They got a couple. They get to the puck and they clear it. So there went that chance. We go on to the next card. They clear it. We're not facing off. The puck's in the neutral zone. Power play has control in the attack zone, so they can bring it back in. If the power play FD player is an O rate of 9, so left winger, O rate of 9. He is a 9. Tolvanev. Then he passes to his high shoot for a slot chance. Who's got the high shoot rating? That's going to be Burakovsky for a slot chance. He has to roll low, really low, like a 2. Rolls a 6, and a 2 on the save is going to be a face-off. So we have a face-off in the attack zone. Feels like it's about a minute left. Let's go ahead and rotate back. They're on there. Well, no, it's kind of weird. So I'm going to go back to the complete first short man unit, and the top power play unit rotates back in. Again, this is abstracted. It doesn't literally mean that they're swapping out before every face-off. And I already flipped this card, didn't I? No. All right. So here we go. Power play is having trouble keeping possession now. So if the short man has 2 takeaway players of 10 plus, takeaways, nope, they don't. Power play maintains control. They carry it into the attack zone. If the power play F player, right here, left winger, has pass assist of 10 plus, left winger pass assist is an 11. He passes to the second highest shooter, Bjorkstrand, for a slot chance. Bjorkstrand needs to roll a 3 or less. Nope. And face off. Another face off in the attacking zone. The second minor is almost done. This is the end of it. All right, short man gets their stick on a pass after this reset. If the short man has a high forward takeaway of 12 plus, they don't. Nope. Then we'll move on down. The short man has a high takeaway of 10. No, they don't have that either. 9 is the best they can do. The power play unit FD player has an offensive rate of 10. So we're looking at the center now. Offensive rate. Nope, he doesn't. And if not, the power play maintains control, but they have to regroup in the neutral zone. The power play is over. So home possession, neutral zone is how this double minor ends. All right, I'll put those cards up there. That's the end of that double minor. I'll go ahead and mark off the timing. Here's the end of the second penalty. Flip those cards. Set these off to the side. So there you've had a, whoops, that's a segment card. There you've had a look at the penalty process, and in this case it was a double minor that Seattle couldn't get a whole lot going there. They did get some shots, one of them serious, a couple of them serious, I suppose. At any rate, let's move on. So we are looking to move out of the neutral zone. All right. And here's another penalty chance to look at. Set that there. We have Seattle. Game now tied. Do they have 2 players with a forecheck of 9 plus? They do. This is their 4th line out there. That's fortuitous. They gain control of the attack zone. The F player is going to get a slot +2 shot. So that is going to be the center. 3 + 2 is 5. He has to roll a 5 or less. Rolls a 10. Not that good of a shot. The 6 is going to hold on for a face-off. We have face-off in the attack zone. And there is a shift change here. Before I do the shift change, we're going to roll for the penalty. 1 through 3. It's a 3. And we have a penalty coming up. Probably. Let's roll that. Roll a d6. It's going to be against Seattle. Left defenseman. Vince Dunn. The second roll's an 11. Reroll on chart B. Oh boy, things are getting interesting. We've had a double minor. Now we've got, it's just a 2-minute minor. Okay. So now we have a minor penalty. Seattle on Dunn. We move up to the special teams charts. Arizona gets a chance to regain their lead. We'll take that off of there. We have Dunn. Whoops. Almost dropped this little bitty die. And then is Dunn up here also on the short team? So I don't need to mark him up there. I do need to go down here. 1, 2 cards. And mark the end of that penalty. Okay, and then we count out our man advantage. 2, 3, 4. All right, can Arizona now strike with power play goal to take the lead again in this elimination, game 5? Power play, Arizona has control in the attack zone. Here we go. Is their F player rated 11? It's going to be the left winger. Whoops, up here. Rated 11 as an over. He is. He passes to the high shoot player. That is going to be Gunther, who shoots often, apparently, for a choice +1 shot. So his best shot. So Gunther makes his way inside where his rating is 7 and now +1 is 8. This is a dangerous chance. All right, the shot is a 1. It is right there on target. It's heading top shelf. And 2 makes the save. Decord. Wow. Yeah, he needed a 7 or less, rolls a 2. So, within the shooter range, within the goalie range, it's a dangerous rebound. What does the card say? We go down to rebound good. If the goalie's rebound rating is 7+, it's not. He would hold it for a face-off. Otherwise, Arizona regains control. They move the puck back to the D player, which is going to be the right defenseman for an outside +2 chance. Woo! This is a smoking power play so far. So I said right defenseman, didn't I? I hope I did. Gunther again, outside +2 is a 5. He rolls a 2. Oh man, he is red hot. Killer shots by Gunther. And save made with a 1. Decord coming up huge here. This is good stuff. All right. So that is going to be another rebound. Good. Let me see here. Outside 2. Rebound good. All right. Now, here I don't know what to do because typically the rebounds are resolved on this card, but I already had 1 rebound on this card. Now I've got another. All right, I'm going to go rebound good here. All right, I'm kind of making this up a little bit because I'm not sure how that's supposed to resolve. Rebound good. If Arizona's forwards are active, they are. They control. The high shooter is a high shooter 13+. Nope. The forward gets an inside chance. And forward inside. So we're going to go all the way back to here. It's the center. Up on this line, Bukestad. With an inside shot of 6. Oh my goodness, now I roll a 3. They are just putting some killer shots on goal, but Decord rolls a 2, and he's making these huge saves. This is high drama, love it. And we go to another rebound good, I guess. So just pow, pow, pow. Let's see what happens. Defender gains control of the rebound. They move out to the neutral zone. So that home possession, neutral zone finally resolves this extremely compact series of quick shots on goal. Decord just save, diving over here, gloving over here, deflecting, and on we go with the penalty. All right, here's a possible penalty during a penalty. Wonderful. The penalty is called on a 1 through 3. So I'm going to treat this the same way we treat these cards, resolve that after the action. So short man, Seattle, do they have a high forward with a D rate of 10 up here? D rate, they did. Forward, no. Defenseman, yes. Forwards, no. If not, the power play has to regroup in the neutral zone. So it is Arizona in the neutral zone, and now we have to see if there was a penalty involved. 1 through 3. It's a 2. All right. So the new penalty adding to this scenario. This will really test my handling, knowledge of the game so far. I haven't had too many overlapping penalties. So 9, it's on the visitor. And then 4, visitor D6. Always roll a D6 with this. Left winger, visitor left winger, Clayton Keller. So, this would be a good time to rotate that line out as well. And same here, rotate that line. Let me see here. So Clayton Keller, and then the second row was a 4. His penalty rating is a 2. All right, if less than or equal to 2, no penalty. So a penalty does not occur on Keller here. He is able to avoid that and make just enough clean contact to avoid the whistle on that judgment call. So the penalty goes on, the existing penalty. We're halfway through it. Lines just rotated. We have Arizona controlling in the neutral zone. And we've gone through one of these cards. We'll go ahead and flip that. And we're about to go through the second one. All right, Arizona controlling in the attack zone. Here they come. After that huge maelstrom of pressure. Do they have a D-man with a puck move of 10? Puck move, no. The puck comes loose. The high forward takeaway gets control. So I'm going to look over here. The high forward takeaway is going to be Jared McCann. Gaining control. They are the short man. They can make a play or clear. You know what? There's only one card left. So clear it. I'll go ahead and take care of that. This is the final card of that penalty on done. And guess what? Possible penalty. So I'm going to put another penalty marker out here to check for, but first, oh, it says if no penalty. So you do resolve these first. It says if no penalty. Okay. In this case, I'll roll a 1 or 2 for a possible penalty. No penalty. Then Arizona, we check their D player, so left defenseman, for a create of 8 plus. His create rating is 6. The puck comes loose and ends up in the neutral zone, where the power play has control. It says flip to a new card, but we don't have to. The penalty has expired, and there goes another one by the wayside. Arizona lets this chance get away to potentially score the winner on a power play. This marks the end of that penalty on done. And now we're back to regular even strength action. We have Arizona in possession in the neutral zone. Are they playing pass in? Yes. Defender creates turnover, and they gain control in the attack zone. So, doesn't specify which defender, doesn't have a rating lookup or anything, but the defense is able to take advantage of Arizona's aggressive passing attempt, and they take it the other way. So they control the attack zone, and if they have 2 players with a create of 8 plus, nope. So instead, it's just going to be a normal chance instead of a automatic shot. They're going to have to work for it. All right. If the current defense has a block rating of 11. Oh yeah, the 2 defenders, Dumble Valmaki, that pairing, both of them, they gain control in their own end. So Arizona now gaining control, and another chance goes away. All right, now we're into clutch time, and really, I'm not sure what all clutch time affects other than the goalie rating. So now the goalies are going to use this yellow row, which for Decord is a 7, and for Vomilka is a 6. So really no change. They're both equal in clutch as they are in normal time. But that's what that marks. And then there's, I guess at clutch time, you would also do your empty net, pull the goalie, all that stuff. But we're tied at 2, so here we go. I'll set that aside. And looking down at the board, I've got Arizona in possession in their own end. So we're going to flip this card. Are they playing aggressive? No. They move into the attack zone, all right? They come through neutral ice into the attack zone. If they have 2 players with an O rating of 10, two players with an O rating of 10, they got a 12. Oh, they do have a 10. No, they don't. Okay. If they have 2 players with an O rating of 8, so they do, so they'll create a chance. So these sorts of things are distinguishing between whether you get an automatic shot or whether you have to jump through another hoop to get a chance. So Arizona, they make a nice play, and their second highest rated forward in the shoot rating is going to take an unmodified inside shot. So shoot, that is going to be second highest is going to be Bukestad. And inside is going to be a 6. So he needs to roll a 6 or less. He rolls a 3. Wow, boy. Arizona has been coming up with some killer shots. There's a 7. Ooh, just barely equal to the test. So DeCord stretching out, barely making this play. The goal, I could see this pinging off the post, for example. It's that close. Oops, and I can take this off. That's a penalty marker. No longer applies. All right, the dog is working, and I will take a break. Feels like it's time to rotate lines. I think I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to flip for the next ice action card. We're in the final minutes of a tied game. Hopefully somebody will come up with a goal. All right, so Arizona in possession, trying to play out of their own end. All right, if the FD player, right winger in this case, Gunther, has a puck move of 9, it's a 7. So defender takes control, and if they're playing pass out, they are not. They're playing clear. So they gain control in the neutral zone, and there's a shift change. So Seattle in control in the neutral zone. And now we do another shift change. So that one didn't really last long. Maybe I should have waited. We're down to the final couple minutes here. So, Seattle, tie game. Are they playing pass out? They are not. They're playing clear, which they are. Seattle clears the puck. They gain control in and move into the home attack zone. There we go. Now that makes sense. If their high create is a 10 or better, negatory, then the pass is going to go to the FD player, left winger, for a slot chance. Left winger slot is a 3. All right, here's a chance for Seattle to stay alive in this series. 1 through 3, they roll 20. Not terrible shot. Easy save. Roll a 1. So 20 and 1. That's about as disparate of a result as you can get without modification. So that is going to be a face-off in Seattle's attacking zone. And I don't see anything about a shift change. All right, defense, which is going to be Arizona, wins this face-off. They control in their own end. So here's Arizona trying to play out. Time ticking away. The defense now, Seattle is not playing it safe. Possible penalty. And is Arizona playing pass out with their defense? They are not. If they're playing clear, which they are, they maintain control and do a shift change. All right, so shift. I'm going to go ahead and change them all. All right, we're down to the last card. There's a possible penalty here on 1 through 3. It's a 3. It's a penalty check. As you've seen, it's not automatically a penalty, but it's the process for checking for one. I roll a 4. That's going to be highest penalty rating. So it says highest on visitor. So I'm looking for the highest penalty rating currently on the ice. Wow. All right, penalty rating. Liam O'Brien is a 21. I think he wins. That is order of magnitude greater than anybody else on the team. So Here we have late in the period, minor penalty, maybe. The second roll was an 8. That's a 2-minute minor. Yeah. Minor penalty on O'Brien. Oh dear. What a time for that. Very high penalty rating. Tie game late in the third period. And we are only going to have time for 2 cards on the man advantage. Seattle on the power play. Here we go. Oh, and I should mark O'Brien. Where's that one at? O'Brien, there's the one. And is O'Brien up here on the short man? I don't see him. Nope. All right. First card reads, Seattle, control, attack zone. Does the D player have a pass assist of 7? The D player is the right defenseman. Pass assist of 11, yes. He gets the choice slot shot. Choice slot is going to be Jared McCann. Or he can go outside for +2 to Vince Dunn, which is actually a better chance. So he's gonna kick it out to the right winger. Dunn can get a good shot on a 6 or less. 12, nope. 5, face off. Using the clutch rating for Vomelka. We have a face off in the Seattle zone. We are in the final 30 seconds of regulation time. All right. It says here the short man side blocks a pass attempt. Do they have a high D rating of 12 plus? No. D rating of 10 plus? No. So, Seattle gets control in the attack zone. The pass is going to go to the FD player, the center in this case, for a slot chance. Not that one. The center is Beniers for a slot chance. Unmodified. He has to roll a 3 or less. Fat chance, huh? 3 or less. Rolls an 18. And 6 holds on for the face-off. That is where we end regulation. So, this video is long enough. This game is tied at 2.